Good evening, YouTube. This is Kayleen String coming at you with what I promised last would be a Minotaur ration, and it is the first of the two golden ticket mystery rations that I ordered. This is the one that I ordered in March, and when I first opened up the box, I showed everything that was in it, and that I said I would make a change. So I made one change, but then today I decided to make another change. There is Zambaretto in the house. There is Chris in the house. Thanks for dropping in. Let's see. I see 3 watching, so I guess the third person hasn't chimed in yet, but I just added a little something. And as I showed in that one, I did not get the winning ticket, the prize envelope, but I'll show you everything that is in the box except one item that I took out and swapped out for another one, plus an item that I just decided to add just for the sheer heck of it. So this is the chicken fajita. It's like all of the other Arctic field rations. The mains and some of the other items are freeze-dried. I see Quint in the house. Thanks for dropping in. So this originally had peanut butter in there, but I took the peanut butter out and put a cheese spread in there. I did not have the cheese spread with jalapenos. I do not have any of those at the moment. And then today I went into my fridge and got the taco sauce that is served at the restaurant across the street on the other side of the park called Tasty Tacos. This is not their branded sauce, but this is what they serve, so I decided, you know what, I'm going to go ahead and add that. What the heck. And this is the accessory kit. It shows what's in it, but I will cut that open in a bit. And this is the other freeze-dried item, refried beans. And the drink is pink lemonade, and it comes in a gusseted pouch, just like the refried beans and the chicken fajita entree does. Might be harder to see since this is a black bag, and then the cran raspberry first strike bar, the full size. There is Puppy Breath in the house. Thanks for dropping in. Curious Pete is here. And included are some oatmeal cookies. These are MRE Star branded oatmeal cookies. And MRE Star branded tortillas. These are the small tortillas, and there are 3 to a pack. Instead of my usual drinking jar for the cold drink, I'm going to use my MRE Nation mug. Now I'm going to this accessory pack has a tear notch right here, but it's a little crooked, so I'm just going to cut this just right below the seal. And I have a bag off to the side that all my trash will go in. So inside the accessory kit, Taster's Choice coffee. That will go in the foreign MRE mug. There is a small spoon, but that obviously will be too small to stir the main in the bag. So again, I bring out one of these long spoons from my kitchen. This is a sheet that accompanies the Aqua Tabs water purification tablets. Here's a packet of sugar for the coffee. This is the creamer for the coffee. And these are the two Aqua Tabs water purification tablets. Obviously, I will not be using those tonight. Then the other items are salt and pepper. And one of these just generic, sometimes these are referred to as butter mints. It's kind of, kind of halfway in between a soft and a hard mint candy. And a wet wipe. So what I'm going to go ahead and do, since these items both take 15 minutes to reconstitute, I'm going to open up these first. That is what it looks like inside. Now I'm going to open up the refried beans. These are a bit chunkier than I expected. I thought it would be more of a powdery. But then again, it probably was. That's probably just how it came out of the freeze dryer. Well, that one doesn't want to stand up, but oh well. This is what the Taster's Choice looks like. I'm just throwing in the sugar and the creamer since that's how I like my coffee. I apologize for any noise that you might be hearing in the background because in the park in front of my building there is what I'm assuming is an Earth Day activity for the neighborhood. And that's been going on pretty much all afternoon. So there is the... Now what I have here, I might actually switch this out for my wider one. One of these, I call them these bubble Mylar bags or Reflectix bags. I have a wider one because I'm going to put both of these in there. And I'm also going to toss in the cheese spread and the tortillas. So anyway, I will swap that out for the wider one instead of using this narrow one. And I'll also get the hot water and I'll be right back. I'm going to pour these off camera just so I don't give you all a steam bath. I can already smell the spice coming off of that thing. Sorry, I keep bumping the foam out. So that is in the bag. Now I'm going to put some more water in here. I'm shaking both at the same time. I'll probably do that again later. I slip in the cheese spread. And I'm going to slip in the tortillas. I got a clip right here. I set that off to the side. I'll use my 4-in-MRE spork to stir the coffee. I see Rachel Sunshine is in the house. Biddy Boo is back. See who else has popped in. There's 19 Privateer 74. There's James Ortiz. There's Carla. I guess you could say we're having a fiesta in here. This drink mix also has a gusseted bottom. The pink lemonade, as you can see, is a pink powder. This time I am going to mix it in the pouch since it is tall enough I can do it. After I close the zip, I like to roll it a couple of times. Unlike a lot of the drinks that Minotaur is doing now, this one only calls for like 13 to 14 ounces of water instead of the 16 and a half, or what would be equivalent to a 500 milliliter water bottle. There's a little bit of stuff left in the bottom, so I'll just pour the rest of my water in there to take care of that. And all of it's out of the bag. My drinking jar, that probably holds about as much as my drinking jar, but I can push this to not quite 500 mils, but my drinking jar, I'm pushing it if I put 13 ounces in, but this I can go a little bit more. So while I wait for those other things to rehydrate, I'm going to go ahead and open up these cookies. I'll get the well, they pretty much survived intact. So there's 4 cookies there. This cran raspberry first strike bar, when they came out with this flavor, I think everybody was just going bonkers for it. So Wyoming is in the house. Well, that one didn't open very well, but I'll just rip it from the other end. Oh, that didn't want to open right, but oh well, I'll fix that. There we go. There's 2 different sizes for these first strike bars. There's this full-size bar, and then there's a mini, which is about half of this. You can smell the cranberry and the raspberry flavors in there. There is Sunshine Side of Life dropping that super chat. Thanks a lot. That's much appreciated. So for those that have never seen a super chat before, that's what it looks like. But anyway, these aqua tabs, each tablet will purify 1 liter of water. And even though I don't use these at home because my city water is good, our city water treatment plant uses the most expensive process in the U.S. to get rid of all of the agricultural runoff pollution that ends up in the 2 rivers that make up the Des Moines metro area water supply. But I keep all those tablets because I never know. I may have to go down to the river and get water. Or if there's a boil order for the city, then I could use that to treat the water. I would also boil it, but I would just err on the side of caution and just do double with it. Just putting my scissors away since I don't need those anymore. I'm going to go ahead and give my hot food bag another shake. In the meantime, I'm going to go ahead and take a taste of this pink lemonade. Oops, sorry about that. I keep bumping this dang foam out. Yeah, that tastes just like a pink lemonade, but not quite as sweet. Of course, if you want a stronger taste, you can always cut down on the water. Rach, I do hope you get this thing kicked fairly soon. because we're tired of you being sick. There's Angry Blacksmith in the house. I think that's just a hair crooked. There we go. I'm going to go ahead and take a bite of one of these cookies. Now, these MRE Star oatmeal cookies are actually not too bad. Of course, there are better tasting cookies out there, but you know, when you get something out of a ration that's actually pretty decent, that can make anyone's day. Sorry, I don't have any snickerdoodles. Plus, if I did, they would be very hard to upload. These First Strike bars are sort of similar to the original Power bar. And they're also very similar to the Canadian Soldier Fuel bar. Back in 2019, I did a video comparing a few different items that were sort of similar, and one of these I had the chocolate First Strike bar, and then I had the chocolate Canadian Soldier Fuel bar, and they're very similar, just a slight difference in texture and a slight difference in taste, but other than that, they're nearly identical. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and take a bite of this. There's the fishes is in the house. Thanks for dropping in. For those that just come in, this is Minotaur Trading Company, producer of civilian rations. And they do occasionally get some other non-food items in. But this is their golden ticket mystery ration. And if you had an envelope underneath the lid of the box, when you open it up, that was your prize. 5,000 of these were made up. 1,000 of them have prizes, ranging from a free ration all the way up to the one of 5 grand prizes, which is an all expenses paid trip to Minotaur headquarters, where you do some simple challenges with 4 other golden ticket winners. And on top of the $5,000 worth of product you can order from Minotaur, you get something completely different on top of that if you win the final challenge. So I have another one of these that I ordered this month, and that will be coming up later on. And of course, I unboxed that one. I did not get a prize envelope in that one either, but that's okay. Because most of the time I just get these for the food anyway. And today, Bob put up a video about some of the new items that are going to be coming to the site. Some new menus for the Arctic field rations, plus a Minotaur branded root beer. Yeah, that's right. You know how if you watch the Ration channel, Bob is always drinking a craft root beer. Now, he got the Minotaur name put on one. So he got the sample case for final approval. So he just has to make a label design change, and then it will go into final production. And then in the very near future, that will be available on the site. And of course, there's a root beer float shake that Jack of Trades recently reviewed when he opened up a box that had his most recent order from Minotaur, and he immediately went for that root beer float drink. And I commented that if I ever get one of those, I'm going to do it with carbonated water. So it would be more like an actual root beer float with the fizz. Yeah, this would be better than that Willy Wonka golden chocolate bar. Yes, that is indeed one of them. There is elk meat in one of them. There is bison in one of them. In another one, there is venison or deer meat, elk, and bison all in the same bag. But those are a limited supply. No doubt they're more expensive to produce. But for those that are able to get those, I'd say they would definitely be happy campers. I'm going to check these refried beans to see if, well, it feels like all of the water. I'm going to check both of these, but I'm checking the refried beans. It's starting to look more like a paste. So I will close that up. I'm actually kind of forcing the air out of it because what I can also do is knead the bag. And then slip it back in. And I'm going to check the fajita filling. It's looking and smelling good. I'm going to give these more time in the bag. And I have the tortillas inside there because I want them actually warmed up. I'll just take another bite of the cookie. chicken fajita. But instead of the usual longer strips of the meat and the veggies, it's a lot smaller pieces, say maybe no bigger than this, because smaller pieces freeze dry faster, and when you go to rehydrate them, they rehydrate a lot faster. I've had, I've had a bison, ground bison once. I think I had it as burgers. And then I've had elk meat sticks at the state fair many years ago. And of course, I love deer meat. My mom and I are the only ones in my family who will eat it. Well, my brother will, but he's in Arkansas. But there is Chicago in the house. Thanks for dropping in. I have a chicken fajita filling in the hot bag. By the way, if you ever order something online that comes to you frozen or needs to be chilled, and you get these bags, save them. I use these to put these in to help keep the heat in, but I have also used them as a cold bags too. In fact, I use them as cooler liners when I went to the Country Memorial Camp 2.0. I took the 3 bags that I have and I put them around the walls of the one half of my cooler that served as my cold portion, and then the other half of the cooler, it's divided in the middle. It just had my other what I call my dry food bag. There is Quint. So yeah, they definitely, for what these are, they really do their job. And if you put this on the outside of a cooler, then you put your frozen stuff and or your freeze packs, these will reflect that cold back. And then I had a foam bag in the bottom to provide further insulation from the bottom. So that's how I did that. And that's how that worked. I have my salt and pepper just to the side in case I need it, but since I have this taco sauce that I want to use, I don't think I'm going to need the salt and pepper. Yeah, definitely. If you get those, I call them Reflectix bags, save those because they can also be used if you're transporting a small item, especially on a hot day, and you need to keep it cold. You put that item inside this, you close it, then you stick it inside of another bag, then that just further insulates it from getting too hot too fast. So these definitely were worth saving, so I'm glad I saved it. There is Aletha, my Iowa sister, in the house. Thanks for dropping in. What I have is the first of the 2 golden ticket mystery ration boxes that I ordered back. So I ordered the first one in March. So that's the one that I'm going to chow down on tonight. I'm taking out the tortillas. And I'm taking out the cheese spread. The cheese spread is plenty warm. In fact, it's probably almost liquidy. Oops. I ripped a small piece of the tortilla, but that's okay. Sometimes these pouches rip really weird. Put these oxygen absorbers in there. Well, since I'll just go ahead and nibble this little piece of tortilla. These are the typical flour tortillas. And these are really, really small compared to the standard size of the 2-count tortillas that you get in the MREs. That the pouch is almost as long as this spoon. I'm giving it a final mix, and then I'm just going to go and put a spoonful on each tortilla. Be sure I get a bit of chicken on there. I'm going to go ahead and take a taste of this just right out of the bag. The chicken rehydrated very well. So did the veggies. Now I'm going to take the refried beans out. I'm dropping the fajita mix back in the Reflectix bag. Now the refried beans definitely need a bit of a stir. That is what they look like. They do have a little bit of a texture from the bean chunks. They are a tad salty. Oops. Get back there, you. But other than that, they're just fine. Speaking of cabbage rolls, my mom used to make Maine Polish cabbage roll. I'm going to go ahead and take a bite of this as is, and if I want to, I'll throw in this hot sauce. What the heck, I'll do it. It's definitely going to be messy. But sometimes good food is supposed to be messy. I got hot sauce running out of here, but I don't care. Yep. There's another new face. Tracy in the house. Thanks for dropping in. I'm having Minotaur Trading Company chicken fajitas with refried beans. And I added my own hot sauce. This box had peanut butter in there. I took the peanut butter out and put a cheese spread in. Because why not? I mean, unless you're lactose intolerant, most likely a lot of people do eat cheese on their fajitas. Now these little tortillas are not quite big enough for these. Well, I'd share, but I don't think I would be able to upload this very well. Other than the tortillas being too small or not enough of them, this one is definitely a winner. Yep, that's a problem. Can't upload it. I was kind of thinking it was either going to be this one or that beef goulash Minotaur MRE, but I decided to go for this one instead. Oops, sorry about that. Just had another drink of my pink lemonade. I got more of that fajita filling and the refried beans. I just have them back in the Reflectix bag for now. Oh, Carla, that is a nasty combination. When I used to be a home health aide, I had clients who had both of those, but not at the same time. I had some who had the arthritis, some who had the fibromyalgia, but not both at the same time. So I can imagine how nasty that can be. Oh yeah, Aletha got a new job. So that should improve things a bit. Well, sometimes changing stores can be a good thing. I never did that when I worked at Walgreens. The few years that I worked there, I stayed at the same store. But sometimes people just need a change, and or if there's an opportunity to do something a little different within the same company. Now that I've finished off the tortillas, I'm just going to dump the rest of this out onto my tray. Refried beans I'll just scoop out. I'll just eat it right out of the bag because they're so thick, they've thickened up so much it'd be hard to scoop out, drop. Sometimes in restaurants you might get refried beans that are a bit looser. I probably could have added a little bit more water in there, but I left them as is. Because I really don't like super loose refried beans. Yeah, I definitely recommend this one. If you can get this main on the Minotaur site, it's definitely worth it. But definitely need bigger tortillas and more of them. Or what would be good is if you put this over rice, that would be good. That's okay, Lath. It happens. You know. When I was in between my junior and senior years in high school at the Des Moines YMCA camp, which is located outside of Boone, Iowa, I was one of the counselors who actually worked in the craft area for the kids. So the week before the first group of kids came, we had what you call the leaders training, and then you get your assignments. And so I had to learn how to do some of the crafts, which is actually quite fun. A fire truck going by, so I have my slider open because it's so nice today. The sirens have been going quite a bit today, or at least in this part of the city where I can hear them. I've never done that type of fasting. I've only, either I would fast for a certain kind of cholesterol test, or say if I'm going to have a surgery. But usually I got those scheduled for in the morning. Or, of course, like I do now in Ramadan, a religious fast, where I eat breakfast before first light, and then I don't eat again or take any meds until just after sunset. And because I don't take time-sensitive meds, I can get away with it. I skip my midday meds, so if I feel a little extra pain, so be it. Another ambulance going by. Yeah, they've been busy too. So again, I apologize for that extra noise coming in from outside. Yeah, Aletha likes a good ration now and then. Nope. Have gone on by. They stayed on the other side of the park. Oops, sorry about that. I keep bumping this dang phone mount, but I don't have another way of positioning this where I can actually scroll through the chat and get it positioned just right. But anyway, so in front of my apartment is the building's front yard. I got a birch tree right in front of my deck, and it's leafing out. And then on the other side of the sidewalk, the mailboxes and sycamore trees, and then a street, and then there's a park, and then there's a major street. And on the other side of that major street is Tasty Tacos. But if I wanted to spend an extra coin on going over there instead of on the building up my preps, yeah, I would be getting food from there more often. But every once in a while, I'll go over there. But Friday I went and used a gift card that was given to me for a new Ethiopian restaurant. So I went and got a meal from there. That I brought home. And there was a fair amount of food. In fact, I saved part of it for last night's dinner. I saved a piece of chicken and half of the injera that I had from Friday night, and I ate that last night. Same here, Pete, but, you know. Those who know me too well. And when you like to be adventurous with food, you can get yourself into trouble. But sometimes you just got to do that. Yeah, see, if you're hypoglycemic, or you just cannot absorb and process sugar enough, then you do have to eat more. And sometimes hypoglycemics actually have to eat more frequently during the day. So for a Muslim who is either diabetic or hypoglycemic, they don't fast. Because with diabetes, either you have to regulate your sugar intake. You can't let your blood sugar go too low or you get into trouble. Just like you can't let it go too high or you get into trouble. And if you take insulin or a pill that regulates your blood sugar, you have to follow a dosing schedule, just like with certain other meds. When you're on antibiotics, you have to follow a strict dosing schedule too. So during Ramadan, a Muslim who was taking antibiotics would not fast during those days. Or yeah, you asked me about migraines. He used to have them a lot when he was younger. Occasionally he will still get them, but they're not as frequent and they're not as bad. Sometimes when he had them, it was so bad that he actually had to go into the hospital to get IV treatment. Miss Quint's leaving. Thanks for dropping in, Quint. Yeah, when my nephew would get them, when they're the most severe, they would literally cause him to want to be in the dark, have as little sound around him as possible. And he would just try to, once he got the meds in, he would just want to sleep it off while the drugs did their thing. And it would take him, when he was in the hospital, it would take him sometimes days, several days to come out of that. So we would go visit him just to let him know that, we missed him and that we wanted him to get better. You're watching my stream when you lost your sense of taste? I'm sure that was weird. I think it'd be really, really strange to lose your sense of taste and the smell. No doubt that knocks you for a loop and a half. Yep, that was a good move on your part to do that. I remember when Old Smoky was opening up a package that I had sent him, and he wanted to make up one of the grape drinks that I sent him, but he just couldn't taste it because his sense of taste and smell had already started to leave him. Yeah, that was some crazy stuff. Oh, there is Ricky in the house. Thanks for dropping in. I have finished off the main and the side chicken fajitas with the little tortillas, and that's freeze dried. The refried beans are freeze dried, and then I put some cheese on it. I got a packet of hot sauce out of my fridge. Put that on there. This comes from Minotaur Trading Company. This is the first golden ticket mystery ration that I ordered. I got this one last month. The one that I got this month has green writing up here instead of red. But neither one had a prize envelope, but I'm okay with that because I'm excited to dig into that one. I got things ordered in my ration box now. It'll come up probably sometime next month. Unless I choose to mix up the order a bit. Ooh. Let's see. CR snuck in through the cat door. No, I don't have a cat door. But the chicken fajita, it was really good. The pieces are really small because you want smaller pieces when you're freeze drying. And they rehydrate faster when they're smaller. So it doesn't take as much time or as much water to rehydrate something, say, as big as this. Would take a lot longer than little bits of the chicken and the veggies. But this box had a packet of peanut butter, so I took that out and put the cheese in, and then I added my own hot sauce. And this is a pink lemonade, but I have it in my MRA Nation mug. Smokey wants one of these. We got to get him one of these mugs. So got to find someone who has an extra one that they can spare or would be willing to give them. I also have the Minotaur big, well, someone call it a beer mug. I call it a root beer mug, but I figured the capacity in there is about 600 milliliters of water, almost like 18 ounces, if you fill it all the way to the top. Yeah, that's the only way you can get that drug is by going to the ER and get it through an IV. Yep, but I would not put a hot drink in that mug because I don't know if that glass is heat tolerant. Say like a Pyrex measuring cup or measuring bowl. That's how I busted the first drinking jar that I had that my mom gave me years ago. I was doing hot drinks in it, and then it seemed fine, but then I did a hot chocolate in it, and it cracked. But I salvaged the hot chocolate, most of it, but I had to throw that drinking jar away, so I just bought another one on eBay. It's not the same kind as the one that my mom gave me, but it's a vintage one, so I'm happy with that. I just won't tell her that I broke that original one. So only cold drinks go in the drinking jar, and only cold drinks will go in my Minotaur mug. Wow. I've tried Red Bull a few years ago. I really didn't care for it. Oh, James, I ate all of the chicken fajita and all the refried beans, so that was what I have for dinner. And I'm just eating the cookies, and I got the cran raspberry first strike bar. Which is the best of the first strike bars. Well, hopefully that neurologist can help you figure stuff out. I'm just going for my regular checkup tomorrow morning, my doctor, so I go in there and the nurse is doing the vitals, and I say, I ask if I have a blood pressure. I guess that means I'm alive. Yeah, I give him a little crap about that. I just can't resist cracking jokes and one-liners. Having a little fun with them. Yep. Yeah, Latha, you got enough to deal with that cancer, but hopefully that is on the way to resolution. Yeah, if it has iodine in it, my mom has to watch her iodine intake, so she doesn't eat certain shellfish either. As much as she would love good old-fashioned crawfish boil or lobster, she stays away from it. I've never had any issues with any contrasts that have been shot into me in the past. But if my mom goes to have a certain test done, she has to tell them that they can't use that contrast stuff because she will just swell up. Oh, wow, that's nasty. I'm glad I didn't have that issue when I had my gallbladder yanked. Oh, well, we can move on to something more pleasant. Yeah, I'm sure there's more fun stuff to talk about. Oh, we won't tell anyone, Ricky. It'll just be between us. Let's see. Next week, I could either grab that goulash MRE that Minotaur put out, or I could grab one of my halal MREs. I have two new ones, and they are the newer pack style. Or I have a couple other regular US MREs. I could grab one of them. I'll show you the halal MREs, the new packaging style. So this is the new packaging style. It looks like the inner bag that AmeriQual uses when they pack their MREs. So you would just rip this or cut it open. This one happens to be a menu I've had before, but I had like 2015 or 2016 sag chole with lamb. And they repackaged some of the items in the tan packaging instead of the silver, although there's one silver wrapper in there I can see. You can see the edge of a silver wrapper here, but it's the same. Lentils in masala sauce. This is a menu I have not had. So I'm looking forward to trying this one. But these are packed by Sapaco, but in the AmeriQual style inner bag that you would find in the MREs that they pack. They used to be in a clear bag with a peelable seal. That would be almost as opaque as this bag that I'm using as a trash bag. This is just a cereal bag I'm using for my trash. Unfortunately, I don't have any of those older halal MREs. But the silver packaging on the snacks was very thin, and so even if they're still in date, sometimes they would be stale. They would taste stale. And that's not good. And you don't get coffee in these, which I don't understand because coffee is halal. I don't know if it's because these might be issued to military personnel who are Jews. They may get these. And under certain conditions, a Jew would not have dairy and meat in the same meal. I don't know how all that works, but I'm definitely looking forward to trying this one. And I really enjoyed the sog chole when I had it. But I'm curious to see what else they put in it instead of what was in there back in the 2016 version of this menu. And again, these do not have menu numbers. They just have what the main is. And you buy a case of them. You might get doubles of some of them. Yeah, I used to drink a lot of, speaking of root beer, I used to drink a lot of Dad's root beer or Barks or A&W. But then several years ago, I went to a place with some friends and they had this root beer called Sprecher, which is like a craft root beer. But I could only go to that particular bar to get that root beer. But I have not been in there in quite some time, so I don't know if they would still serve it or where I can find it. But so far, that is the best root beer I've ever had. But I would love to find that Sprecher again. Well, I could go halal next Sunday. I could do this lentils with masala sauce since I have never had this particular main before. Now, there's a drink called root beer float, but when Jack of Trades opened up his, he just used just regular bottled water. He did not use sparkling or carbonated water, which I would do if I wanted to, if I got that particular drink. That's what I would do. That's a funny way to say that. Not funny that you can't have them, but just that, just the way you say that. Now, who is zoned to buy a parakeet? I used to have one. But at the time that some, I have been wanting to get a hold of those, but those are very hard to get, and a lot of them that have been shown look nasty and they taste nasty. And you got to literally open both ends of the can in order for the dang thing to come out. Well, I might be able to do a megabyte with this one. If the snacks that they put in here, and they go snack heavy on these emeries, which I also find kind of odd. You get like 4 snacks. And this one even has a dessert. I can tell by the pouch. There's a second retort pouch in there. There's the main pouch, and then there's a dessert retort pouch. But all the rest is snacks. And the accessory kit is in here, stuck in between the snacks. But you may get a cold drink, but no coffee, no hot cocoa or anything like that, which I still find odd, but it is what it is. Actually, Minotaur has 2 Chinese style rations. The cashew chicken and the Kung Pao chicken. But that one has peanut in it, so if you're allergic to peanut, then you want to avoid that one. Same as the cashew chicken. If you're allergic to nuts, you might want to avoid that one. Well, you can always say this is an emergency food supply. You know, in case things go south and you have to haul tail, you grab that box and you go. I was in, I've been poking around some Asian stores recently, and it was in one of them. In March, I showed some foods that I bought in one Asian store, and of course, that basket, that multifunction metal basket I bought there, I can use it for deep frying. Put that in, put the food in, lower that into the oil, and then you just grab the handles, pull it out. You can use it for straining pasta. You can use it for rinsing food. And someone even suggested that I could use it as a, like I put bait fish in there. Or if I catch small fishes, I can put it in there and use it as like a, to hold fish that I catch, but I don't know how well it would hold up to that, or how well it would keep those little buggers in there. Yep, I will be doing a video on that soon. Yes, Kung Pao has peanuts in it. It's not like the Thai, the Thai dish called Pad Thai. It's somewhat similar, but Pad Thai is a little bit different, and the way the peanuts are added is different. But the Kung Pao has peanut right in there, so it's crushed peanuts cooked in with the rest of the ingredients. Whereas Pad Thai, you may get your peanuts right on top as a finish. But when Jacker Trades was showing off those, actually I think Bob did a video on that where he's showing you get those little Minotaur spice bottles. When you get the Kung Pao chicken or the cashew chicken ration, you get one of those little bottles full of sesame seeds. There are people who are also allergic to sesame, so they would have to either not use that or just avoid any food containing sesame. Oh yeah, in fact, when I empty them, I just refill them. I may put some other things in there, but I have refilled every one of those spice bottles that I've emptied. So I put my own stuff in, like in one of them, I put pink salt, Himalayan pink salt. Let's see, I put The garlic one, I think I just refilled that with garlic powder. Yeah, in fact, the site just got redone, so it has been upgraded with some new features, and a few more new features are going to be added. So hopefully by in a day or three, you'll be able to do some of the new things that he wants people to be able to do. Like when he first started doing this, when he had the site custom MRE, and he did it with MRE Nation, you can put together your own ration from different selections of components. And what he wants to do now is give you the ability to customize one of these. You select your main, you select your side, you select your dessert, you select your drink. You can do an upgraded accessory kit if you wanted. And then you can customize a case where you pick from different menus to add to your case of these. So that is what he is wanting to do now. And then in the video that he put up today, he gave a discount code that you can use. The word buffalo is a discount code, and you can get a certain percent knocked off your order. I don't even remember what it is, but you get a certain percent knocked off your order. But by the time I'm ready to order again, that code will have expired. Oh, that's okay. I'll eat the bananas for you. I got 3 more bananas that I've been eating one. I just got one bunch, but I've been eating them as part of my breakfast in the morning. No, I didn't get a prize envelope in this one that I ate tonight, and I did not get one in the one that I ordered earlier this month. And I have the unboxing video on my channel. But I'm okay with that because I know I'm going to enjoy the food. And so far, I don't think I'm going to be making any changes with that one. That one has hardtack in it. So I have never tried the Minotaur hardtack yet, so when I get into that one, I'm definitely going to be doing something with that hardtack. Yeah, they are, but you have to be mindful of when you buy them, what state they're in when you buy them, and when you choose to eat them. So I bought mine green. So that way they would just start to ripen when Ramadan started. So I've been eating one in the mornings with my breakfast. So, and then afterwards I've been cutting up the peels and I'm doing a compost bucket. That is something that I'll be doing a video on as well. Yeah, I've been eating a banana in the morning as part of my breakfast before first light. And then I cut up the peels into smaller pieces and I put them in my bucket that I'm starting a compost in. But when it's time for me to break my fast for the day, I take my pills that I would normally take at supper time, and then I eat 3 dates. And then I do my sunset prayer, and then after that's when I did that right before going live. But I will be doing a video on that compost bucket, and I've already started to mix it up, and stuff is breaking down. But I'll tell you everything that I've put in it so far. Oh, plain old Chuck. Oh, wow. Sorry, I'm all out of food. I ate it all. At least all that I plan to eat tonight. But I'll open this bad boy up next week. Lentils and masala sauce. I think this one is vegetarian. Yep, it's vegetarian. There is no meat in this one. But this is... Sorry, I just got disconnected. This is a new style of the packaging for the halal MREs that would be issued to military personnel who are either Muslim or possibly Jewish. And maybe those who are vegetarian may get the vegetarian menus out of this set. But these used to be in a clear bag that had the peelable seal like the standard MRE bag. But now, Sopaco puts them in the same type of inner wrapper that Ameriqual uses when they pack their MREs, because if you get an MRE packed by Ameriqual, this type of bag is inside the outer bag and keeping all this stuff together. But it's snack heavy. There's no coffee or other type of a hot drink in here. You get a cold drink, but no coffee, but that's okay because I'll probably just grab one out of my camping food bag and drink it. Or I might grab a tea. Speaking of coffee, I had mine in my foreign MRE mug. And I have my foreign MRE spork. And this has pink lemonade in it. Although it's kind of hard to tell inside of this red mug, but I chose my MRE Nation steel mug. It holds just a little bit more than my drinking jar. Yeah, these are like $9.99 on foreignemery.com. They're titanium. As you can see, they have a bit of a serration here. See if that'll focus. Come on, you idiot, focus. Yeah, it is. And because it's titanium, it's very light. It's lighter than I have some of those plastic light my fire sporks. It's actually lighter than those, or very close to it. And I have put this in the dishwasher, so it holds up to being in the dishwasher. Yep, they're like $9.99 on the Foreign Emery website, and you can get these mugs. But if you get one of the ammo can gift boxes off that site, you get a spork with it. The ammo can gift boxes have rations inside them, so it's kind of like a combo deal on the rations, and then you get the ammo can that you can use to store other things in. So I have 3 of those. Yeah, I have one like that. That's my primary camping utensil. That one is a UST spork that I bought at Walmart. So it's a little bit longer than this one, and the spoon is a bit bigger, and it's actually rounded instead of kind of squared off like this one. But the fork end is flat. So that is usually what I use as my camping utensils, but I keep my fire sporks in there with it. That way, if someone else in the group doesn't have a utensil, I have one to share. So I now have 3 of those light my fire sporks because I found them all at the thrift store. And then that black one that I got from that mega pack from Rachel, I got that one in there too. And all in that little pouch that this originally came in. So all of those fit in there, and I could still put this in there if I wanted. Yeah, if you go to foreignemery.com, you can see the... Now, some of them may be sold out, but there might still be some available, and they may have gotten some new rations in stock to fill some more. And, of course, they also have to get the ammo cans in. And lately, they've been having the logo painted on one side of the ammo can. Well, sorry, Sierra, I can't share with you. I can't upload food anyway. You just have to look or go into your own kitchen. But yeah, I like to use this one for doing my reviews. Of course, if I have a tall bag, then I grab one of these. Just your basic long-handled teaspoon It works great for reaching down into the bottom of these taller bags. I would do the same thing with a Mountain House bag if I were to open one of those up. Yes, this is titanium. This is the only titanium item that I own. But this is very light. And if for some reason these get a little bent out of shape, it's just easy to bend it right back. Yep. And I put it through the dishwasher. And it comes out just fine. Yep, and you know, it's strong for its weight. If you watch bushcraft camping videos where people are using titanium stoves, even if they're small, they can still handle the pot that you put on top of it to cook on. But I don't have anything else in titanium yet, but maybe one day I'll get myself a titanium pot for camping, but right now I use my billy cans. Both of those are showed in my one of my videos from the Country Pepper Memorial Camp. Or maybe just one of them, but I took both of them. I used my smaller one for doing ramen noodles, and then I used my bigger one for warming up the mix of chili and taco filling meat for tacos on Saturday night when we had our potluck. And that worked out really well. I have two sizes of those zebra billy cans. I have the 10 centimeter and the 16 centimeter size. But there are two other sizes in between those. Oh, it's awesome. I would like to go camping more, but because I don't drive, I have to have someone take me somewhere to do that, and to find a driver who would be willing to do that, maybe, you know, that can be a bit hard on, you know, their schedules, especially since one of them has just changed jobs. But I will be going with my family to Lake Icaria the first week of August. But we are totally glamping there because we go to cabins. But we will be fishing and hopefully catching something. Last year, all we caught was bait. My great niece was the only one who caught a keeper-sized fish. But she was so happy to do it. That got her excited. She loves fishing, so I'm happy to see that she's into that. Oh, speaking of fish, Fishy is leaving, so have a good night. Thanks for dropping in. I'll probably be kicking this off pretty soon anyway, so I can get this mess cleaned up. And I'll put these two back in the box. I'll play with the order. But I will be going ahead and doing this one next week, this lentils and masala sauce, since I've never had this main before. But I do want to thank you all for dropping in. And Rachel for dropping that super chat. That's much appreciated. That money plus the other ad revenue I get from YouTube goes right back into the channel, either to buy a piece of gear to test, or I may buy something that might help me make my video and streaming production better. But I still need to get my computer fixed or get a new one. Yeah, I could have used my stimulus check for that, but I chose to put that towards preps and a couple of bills. Yeah, I paid a couple of bills with that, and I just added to my preps. So, but I have my Kindle that one of my sisters gave me, so I'm using that. But I've never tried to use that to shoot video. But I got a couple of cameras that I want to use, but I would have to take the memory cards out of them and then put them into a computer so that I can offload the footage in order to edit it. So right now I can't do that. But again, I do thank you all for dropping in. I'll probably, next week, it might be a little bit later than I started tonight, because sunset is later by 1 or 2 minutes each day. So it may be closer to 8:30 Central Time or 9:30 Eastern. And whoever drops in, drops in. So I'm pretty sure somebody will. But anyway, I'll come up with some other stuff in the meantime. Yeah, I got to get a video done on my get home bag, that how I'm going to change it for summer, because I still got some of my cold weather stuff in there that I want to change out. And of course I want to do a video on my compost bucket, but anyway, I'll get to that soon. So again, I do thank you all for watching, and catch you on the flip side.